Hello everyone, this is Dimitar with The Real Reality, and this is my fourth reality vlog. Today's vlog is going to be about a really important subject, and I'm so happy that I'm doing this, and I cannot wait. But without further ado, let's get straight to it. It's going to be about my biggest problem in my life, and that is, well, actually, before I say that, I want to kind of spend like probably 10 seconds on telling you guys how super happy I am that, first of all, I know what my problem is. And in order to get rid of any problem, first you need to identify the problem, right? Makes sense. Well, I'm so happy that I have found my problem, and I am definitely finished with getting rid of it. My biggest problem, and I came to that conclusion yesterday, my biggest problem is anxiety. Now, no, I've not been diagnosed with anxiety, and I gotta be absolutely honest with you. I will never seek the advice from a doctor to tell me what's wrong with me. But it's not something that it's a serious condition or anything. It's every once in a while, and that every once in a while is enough for anything to ruin my reality, in my opinion. So, anxiety, the the negative anticipation of an event, the worry, the doubt about yourself. I've talked to you guys about this in my first video of why I quit my job, because of the anxiety issue that I was having without even realizing it. The fact that I was relying on something, and I knew that if I didn't have it, it was kind of like a drug that I was relying on. Anxiety, man, it's a phenomenal feeling to know that my life is going to be the best experience ever. Now, the anxiety, the way that I kind of interpret anxiety, and to be honest, I don't truly need to read a dictionary to find a true definition, and I still haven't looked up the actual definition of it, but that's besides the point. Anxiety, in my opinion, is the negative anticipation of an event. My fear that something bad will happen, and I will end up not liking it. Now, this is for people who think a lot, which I do, and I'm over analytical, and I know that. It creates a really bad experience, because you start to think about all the things that you have a fear of and you don't want to experience. So, come to find out, I mean, it's the simplest thing, and yet I realize how the simplest thing that is out there in the world, I haven't realized up until recently. But your fear and worry and doubt are all things that are about, I would say, kind of about the future, about something that is yet to happen. Something that, you're worried that you might not make it. You're worried that you might fail. You're worried that you might be late. You have fear of this angry dog that is barking at you, not understanding that some dogs are actually barking because they're scared themselves. Anxiety about you not being good enough, or you not going to make it, or whatever the reason is. It's all about the future, and to realize that the future has not yet happened, which therefore means that it doesn't exist. For you to fear something that doesn't exist, it's kind of strange, isn't it? How are you gonna base your actions, your actual physical actions and and emotions at that very moment of now, because of an event that you don't even know how it's gonna go? You just have the fear that it might go bad. This was me for a really long time. This is the one thing that has kept me from even understanding what I truly want to do in life. The fact that if I don't have a, if I don't go to school to get a better job, and I don't get that better job to get more money to satisfy my more expensive taste that I've artificially made looking at other people's lives, I'm not gonna make it in life. And that is, it's kind of a really backwards approach to life, which is kind of, it's not even backwards because where are you coming from? If you don't know what events you're gonna experience, how are you gonna be scared from it? And realizing that to me has meant everything, has meant my life, because I've put everything on hold because of that. But anyways, so this is something that actually my sister, and my sister is 17 years old. She even realizes it, and her and I were talking about it, and she pointed out the fact that kids and animals are so happy. Not necessarily happy all the time, but for the majority, 90%, I'm comfortable with saying 98% of the time, they're actually happy because they live in a now. They don't have that thought process, that anticipation of future events. They don't even know what future or past tense is. They just experience now. If you give them something, they're going to be happy now. If you take the toy away, they're not happy because they don't have the toy now. They don't care whether or not once they stop crying, you're going to give them the toy back or whatever it is. They enjoy now, and that's why they're so happy. We, especially depending on what kind of society you grow up in, or what kind of family you grow up in, your thoughts start to kind of create those images for you and those fears of future events that haven't even happened yet. So my biggest problem was fearing that I might not make it. I feel it hurts me, and I'm not even the one experiencing the pain. It hurts me to imagine somebody with actually the physical condition of anxiety, like prescribed condition that you have to take pills. And that's a completely different subject that I'll take into consideration some other time, but small anxieties and small signs of worry, yes, they can help, but they can definitely stop you, literally stop you towards the path of success. And now I know how to treat my anxiety. I know how to treat my random, sporadic thoughts of bad events happening. I think of everything as in the past tense now. I'm so happy that everything has happened to me. Being grateful for the things that you have, living in now, and there's literally a whole book on it, guys. The science of the power of now. And worry and thoughts are only about the future and the past. Experiencing now and being completely okay with the now will never have you to discourage yourself from doing anything, because you're always going to trust yourself. And it feels amazing. It feels amazing. I know my life is full of, I just cannot wait. I feel so energetic, and I'm eager to experience life now, because there's nothing to worry about. I don't want to be insane like 99% of the people that think about the future all the time. When you think about the future all the time, you miss the present. And when you miss the present, the one thing that you have right now, and a lot of people say, well, you don't even know if you're going to be alive tomorrow. You don't even know if there's going to be tomorrow. Well, exactly. So why worry about it? Worry about now. And that's what I'm doing. I'm tackling every day as a day. I woke up today extra early, earlier than my natural biological clock that I've developed from working at a job for the past 3 years. Now I'm waking up earlier because I want to experience life. It feels great. It feels great that I have no doubt about the things that I want to accomplish. Personally, and you guys could most likely relate to that. I was always skeptical about the things that I had to pay for. You know, there's living in this country by default. You kind of start to rely on credit, and I'm not the person that has 10,000 credit cards. I actually have two. But that's completely besides the point. I was worried about making ends meet after I quit my job. Now, the nature behind me quitting my job was so spontaneous, so in the now, that I didn't even think about anything in the future. I honestly didn't. I just knew I wanted to do it, and all I had planned for myself was happiness. But then as things started to they started to pass by, my natural sense of, yo, I need to have a backup plan started to come along, and I realized, why have a backup plan if you know your plan A is always gonna work? But a lot of people don't think that way. A lot of people need to have that security. Worst thing that can happen is you can die. And not to get into a different subject, but that's actually not the bad part of it. I think the bad part of it, and that's why people call it hell on earth, is because they fear the things that surround them. They fear the events that might happen in the future, and that's really kind of a really bad way to go about things. I mean, if you're the creator of your own future and your own reality, why be scared of it? You're scared of yourself? It's crazy. It's kind of a loop. And I don't mean to keep going in a loop. I think you guys already have the point. But for me to get this off my chest and to let you guys know that the biggest skeptic out here, the biggest skeptic about life, is now, I feel like, the most free person. I don't know if you can say that. The most free person that exists. I worry about nothing now. I worry about now. And if tomorrow something happens, then guess what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take the appropriate actions to deal with my present. But fearing something that doesn't exist it sounds ridiculous. It truly does. Imagine if every single child out there feared the shitty experience that they might have when they grow up, or all the bills that they have to pay, all of the politics that they have to worry about, and their bosses yelling at them, and gas prices and traffic. And imagine if they did that. That's why everybody is so innocent when they're born. Everybody should become that way, but life experiences kind of get us to go away from that, and it's I never want anybody to experience that. And I guess this is why, finding this out for myself, I just knew that if I didn't share it with anybody, it was going to be no good to me. I mean, I'm going to be the only person that is going to get the benefit out of this. Yes, there's so many people out there that think it. Nobody acts upon it because of that fear that we have. Remove that fear. See what happens. Experience life, man. Oh, man. Well, guys, look. This is all I had to say. Today is a beautiful day outside. I don't even know what day today is. It is October 21st. You know, actually, when I say this, there was a statistics made. I have to look into that. It's exactly the statistics and the numbers and all. Not that I really care, but the happiest people are the people that don't keep track of time. So right now it is 4:20 on Wednesday, October 21st. It's a beautiful day outside, and I'm definitely planning on enjoying it because it's all the other days previous. It was kind of cold. So anyways, I'm going to go out and experience it with my beautiful lady. You guys ponder on this if you get to watch it. And if you have any fears that you have, express them. Don't have to tell me, and if you want, we can definitely talk about it. But think about it yourself and ask yourself, are those fears fearful enough to stop you from what you want to experience in life and what your life journey should be? You guys are the best. Have a beautiful day just like I am. And I shall see you next time. Bye-bye.